Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Diva. I'm a psychic medium, and one thing I get asked by a lot of you is, what deck is that? What are you using? And here's the funny thing. I use decks for my social media content, but I don't really use them in my readings. I usually just use a pen and paper and I write down what comes to me, but I am an avid collector of decks because I love them. And it's really how I got started, or how I got more confident in my readings. So I thought, why not do this on my YouTube channel so you can see what decks I have and how I use them and how you might use them. Because is there a right way? There's a whole bunch of right ways. Is there a wrong way? I'm gonna say no, because it depends on what works for you. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're full of shit. Sorry, they're full of bleep. So we're gonna start off with one that I just got. It's called Messages of Cosmic Oracle Cards. Now, what's the difference between oracle cards and a tarot deck? Well, a tarot deck is always going to be the same. And there are 4 different suits, and those suits, whether upright or upside down, can mean different things. And when you partner those cards together, that reading can look very different. There can be lots of different meanings and interpretations of those cards. And it's a very old deck. It's been around for centuries, if I'm not mistaken. Oracle cards are different in that they're all very different. They all have messages of inspiration, warning. It can help with affirmations and spiritual work. So there's a benefit to both. Can you use both together? Absolutely, why not? Can you use them separately? Absolutely, why not? So let's take a look at one and see what it is. So I haven't even broken the cellophane off this. We'll start there by unraveling and opening this deck to see what we have inside. So like I said, this is Messages of Cosmic Oracle Cards. And there was something about the pictures in this, and I'm really attracted or drawn to the artwork. Does it speak to me? Do I feel something energetically from it? Yes. And you'll see that as we go through different decks. How that may affect my reading, or how that may affect the energy in which I put into it. So it says here, I can't even pronounce the manufacturer, How Shang Shan. So I'm not even sure where that would be from. Likely somewhere on the continent of Asia. But these, it says here, 42 Inspirational Messages Oracle Deck. These beautiful cards are perfect for personal improvement, shadow work, spiritual work, affirmations, manifestation, meditation, healing therapies, energy work, and journaling, as well as witchy and moon rituals. For those who know me, you know that, yeah, sometimes I'll occasionally call myself a witch. I think I come from a very long line of witches. But do I practice as a witch? No. So opening the box, the cards are nestled. They're falling out. Let me get them back in there. So the cards are nestled nicely in the box. It's just the cards in the box. Sometimes a booklet will come with it that will give you more in-depth meanings for each card. That you can read about, you can use them. When I first started practicing with the cards, that is literally what I would read to people. And we would see sort of, does this apply to them? And even for myself, when I was practicing on myself, this does not come with a booklet. So we make up what we want. So first things first, I clear the energy, and some booklets will tell you how to do this. I very simply tap 3 times. Sometimes you might want to take crystals and go over it, or Palo Santo maybe, some smoke, and clear the energy. And why do you want to do that? because they've just gone through some sort of plant where they've been made and processed. There's a bunch of different energy that has been infused in it in the making process. So you just want to clear that out so that the deck is fresh and new. So you already I'm shuffling because, well, that's what I normally do. But we'll get into that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just take a look at some of these and the pictures that they have. So this card says, when you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. And it looks like some sort of eclipse in the picture. Someone is in need of your love. Offer it to them. I love this picture. Very colorful. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself. Great message for all of us. It's a good reminder, but I love the picture. I love the galaxy. I love how infinite that looks. Check in with your body and release any tension you are carrying. Easier said than done, card. Easier said than done. But again, very galactic, open universe. Give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living thing. Yeah, because this whole living thing can be a little difficult, especially right now. Yeah, when it feels like the world's gonna end. Yeah, good reminder. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. This is so true. And I say this often in readings because spirit is like, trust your instincts. You know better than anybody else. And yet we always rely on other people to help us make decisions. And I am a culprit of this too. So don't think I'm not pointing that finger at me. But this is a good reminder that trust your gut. Trust your instincts. You usually know what's best. Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. This is also true. Trust is difficult for a lot of people. Yeah, for me. Trust is difficult. When people break your trust, it's hard to trust others because you just figure everybody's going to do it. Wow, we're going deep into therapy here. Look around and find some signs. The universe is speaking to you, and for some reason, with an electric guitar. Why? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's cute. Life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you focus on? This is also true. And what we focus on, we attract. And what do we normally focus on? The things that stress us out, the things that cause us harm, the things that aren't going so well. And what do we attract more of? More crap. That's what we do. That's the human existence. So what we need to focus on is the good. We need to focus on the good that is in our lives. This is why gratitude is also helpful. Again, easier said than done. But when we focus on the good, we attract more good. So this is a big message to me as well. Stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. I know this will resonate with so many of you because that comes up a lot in the readings I do, is spirit telling people, you know what, you can't be any good to anybody else if you don't fill your own cup first. How can you fill other people's cups if yours is empty? So do what you need to fill your cup. Easy as that. It's not easy. But we tend to carry everything, not realizing that there are some things that are beyond our control. And when I worked with kids, that's actually one of the things I used to tell them, especially kids with anxiety. I would get them to write all the things down that worry them. And then I would get them to take that list and I would get them to put it in 2 columns. The things I can change and the things that I have no control over. And most of their list would be in the things that I have no control over. And I said, so why worry about those things? Why have anxiety over the things that you can't change? Focus on the things that you can change. Wow, we're going deep today. Stop giving away your power right now. Haha, this is also super poignant because this comes up a lot where people give away their power to their spouses or to their family or, to their group of friends, not realizing that they don't have to, that they can set clear boundaries and they can take charge themselves. Clear your mental and physical clutter. Oh my God, did my mom write these? You will feel so much better. Shut up. If you have undiagnosed ADHD, like I think I do, there's no clearing the clutter because I clear the clutter and then the clutter gets cluttered. So I just deal with the clutter. But I guess there is some sense, don't tell my mother, in this, because when we get rid of clutter, it opens up the space to feel relaxed and calm and blah, blah, blah. Again, don't tell my mother I said that. Say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Again, easier said than done, but sometimes we need to cut ties. In order to move forward, we need to cut those ties. And if you want to know how, I'm going to do some things on cord cutting so that we know how to cut those cords and release those things that we're carrying behind us. And we need to stop turning around and looking back. We need to only look forward. You can't change anything in the past. You can only change right now in order to make those changes stick for the future and moving forward. So, what has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. People don't listen to their gut enough. Women especially. We need to do this more. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let the love flow in. So poignant, because some of us, we tend to get a little guarded because we've been hurt in the past. And so opening those floodgates feels very vulnerable. So again, easier said than done, but sometimes spirit will make us do hard things. And what have we learned? We can do hard things. A little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. Is that religious? No. Some people might take that as religious, but I don't take it as religious. I think it has more to do with faith. And no matter what your religion, I think that's a good foundation for every human being. It doesn't matter what religion you practice or what you believe in, but having a little bit of faith in the universe, in your God, in whatever it is that you pray to, it does go a long way, and it can help you through some pretty profound times in your life. Give your inner critic a vacation. Oh, and it's funny. It says, give your inner critique a vacation day. I guess that kind of works. It should be critic. I was a teacher for a long time, so this I would have corrected. So give your inner critique a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. I think that should say critic, but we'll just go with it. We tend to be our worst critic. So give yourself a break. Ease up on yourself. We have enough critics in the world. We don't need to be one of them to ourselves. So, yeah, be nice to yourself. You have such a bright light inside. Stop dimming it. So important. And this is one thing I always try to do in my classroom too. Let your shine sparkle, honey. You are full of shine. You are full of sparkle. And I don't care, male, female, non-binary, it doesn't matter. You human are full of sparkle. Let that out. Let that joy out. Let that shine out. Be you. Be you in all your glorious self. So important. No one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. Gosh, do we need to learn that, especially in North America. I lived in Europe for a while, and there was a really good sense of work-life balance. People worked to live, not live to work in Europe. And even when I lived in the Dominican Republic, same thing. There is a true thing, island time. They're not kidding, which can be incredibly annoying when you need things done and need them done quickly, because there is no such thing. But there is something to be said about slowing down. Let's stop the rat race. It's getting to be nauseating, to be honest. And as you get older, you realize you don't want to be a part of it anymore. Guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. Anybody else grow up in a Catholic Italian family? Yeah, guilt was a weapon. So just let it go. Like Elsa, let it go. Let it go. Anyway, I digress. Again, most times we feel guilty about things we've done in the past, but we can't change the past. So we can't worry about the things we feel guilty about because it was in the past. So let it go. You could use some self-care time, like now. Schedule it in. It's a good reminder. I could use some self-care. Yeah. And I think generally that's a lot of people. Or they think they're doing self-care, but they're not always, or they're not fully filling their cup, right? So self-care is important. Never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. No problem is so big that it will not eventually go away. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with mental health and with those kinds of struggles, sometimes your problems feel like they will never go away. And unfortunately, some people make decisions that are permanent. My brother was one of them. I struggled with ideation for many, many years after his death. And I have to often remind myself there is no problem that will ever be around forever. Things will always improve. And when you're in the deepest of throes and you feel like there's just no getting out of it, have faith. Isn't that what another card said? Have faith. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Yeah, it gets me into trouble sometimes. Sometimes it gets me into trouble all the time. Here's my problem. I speak out. Particularly, I speak out against injustice. I have a hard time. I always root for the underdog, and I was always the one to stand up with somebody if somebody was being bullied, or at least I tried. And it has gotten me in a lot of trouble over the years. But would I change it? No. No. Because I feel sometimes we need to be the voice of the voiceless, or we need to be the voice of the people who can't speak right now. So, yeah. Oops, I'm dropping things. Make time to play. Have fun. Be free. So true. We often forget about having fun, and I'm a culprit of this too, right? We need to find things that bring us joy, that make us laugh, that make us feel giddy again. Go and do those things. Bet on yourself. Take chances. Reach your dreams. You've got this. Believe in yourself. And whatever those dreams are, don't let anybody else tell you what they should be or what you should be doing. You decide. You know best. You're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. And that goes with trusting yourself. Easier said than done, I know. Listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. We sometimes ignore our signs in our body, and then we get it checked out sometimes when it's too late, or sometimes when things have gotten so bad it's going to be hard to fix. So listen to your body. Let your feelings out, all of them, even the ones that scare you. So true, because as we all know, when you bottle that up, what's going to happen? It's going to explode. Let it out. Crying is not bad. Crying is healing. Screaming, oh my gosh, I scream into my pillow regularly. Why? Because it makes me feel better. A friend of mine, she does kickboxing. Why? Because it helps get whatever rage is building up in her and life frustrations. It helps her get it out. Find a way to get them out in whatever way that you can that is healthy and safe. Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. How true is that? Be yourself. Be you. Be you. Be free to be you. Don't listen to other people. Be you. Find ways to lighten up and not take everything so seriously. Easier said than done. Sometimes we're so in it, it's hard to step out. But don't take it seriously. Stop pushing against what is, align with it, and move on. Sometimes we try swimming upstream, and we're not meant to go upstream. That's why the stream is flowing in that way. Turn around and go with the flow. Sometimes we try to make things happen that aren't meant for us, and that's why we find a struggle. Go with the flow. The universe knows best. Stay present. That's where life happens. And this is where so few people are. We're either in the past or we're in the future. Very rarely are we in the moment. And this, I constantly have to remind myself to be present, to be in the moment, to enjoy whatever it is that we have at that time. Because oftentimes, particularly when we lose someone or lose a pet, which just happened recently to me, I wish I could go back, and I wish I could cuddle him more. I wish that I could have done more. So stay present. Your life is so special. Treat it with loving care. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but we only have one. Well, right now. We have many lives, but we don't remember when we've had past lives, or at least usually we don't. Some children do. Listen to your children. But my point is, live in this moment, live for now. We get one shot at this, so to speak. Live your life with both feet in. Commit fully to being here. Again, kind of saying be present. Be in the moment. Do something kind for someone without any expectation. Something I taught my students all the time. Everyone wears an invisible sign that says, make me feel special. What are you going to do about that today? And I guarantee doing something about somebody else's invisible sign will also do something for your own. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. Forgiveness isn't about the other person. Who cares about the other person? Forgiveness is about you. Forgiveness doesn't mean to forget either. Forgiving means that you have an understanding that people operate at a different level of consciousness than you. So forgive to the best of your ability and do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it so that you can move forward with your head held high and know that you're operating at a different level of consciousness, and wish them well and hope that they too can work towards enlightenment or work towards bettering themselves. Stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. Oh, they seem to be on the whole Elsa track. Let it go. Anyway, again, you can't change the past. You can only be in the moment and work towards the future. So don't ruminate. Do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. Again, sometimes we need that reminder. Be grateful for what we have. I know I need that reminder often. I used to have a gratitude journal where I would write 10 things I was grateful for every day. And then I stopped doing it. And I realized even just yesterday, I need to start doing that again. I need to start reminding myself of the things that I am grateful for. So we all have work to do. Take responsibility for your choices. This is your life to live. Own it. right? We always want to know if we made the right choice. Should we have done something differently? Should we have gone down a different path? No, you are exactly where you are meant to be. If things need to change, change it. You have the power. You have the power. Sorry. To create the life you love. You have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. And it's true. And sometimes it's hard to believe because we tend to put our lives in the hands of the people around us. Our employer, our spouse, our friends, whoever, our family. But we have the power to make changes. So just remember that. Stop caring about what they think. This is your life to love and live. And again, that's easier said than done because we've got the keyboard warriors who keep telling us what they think. And I'm sure there's people typing right now who are telling me off, or telling me I'm doing the devil's work or all that fun stuff. But stop caring what they think. Again, I know it's easier said than done. But you do you. I keep saying it. And finally, the last card. Remember that it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. It is. And I know it's hard to see, to imagine, to believe, especially in this day and age, especially with what we see going on in the world. So anyway, this is the Messages of Cosmic Oracle Cards deck. Now, how would I use this? I would likely use this maybe at the end of a reading, and I would do a shuffle, and if a card stuck out, I would pull it out and I would read it to them. You have the power to create the life you love. Remember that. Or I would flare it and get them to pick a card and let them determine what that message is for them. So all different kinds of ways, and I'll go through different decks and what I would do with them. Would I use this for a full reading? Probably not. This would be likely like a one card pull for people, or, you know, maybe if I need a message, if I'm feeling relatively low or I'm feeling scattered, sometimes I might pull one of these for myself and say, all right, Spirit, what do you got for me? And I'll see what comes out. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I will do other decks because I have a bit of a problem. I've collected many. So there'll be a bunch of videos on these decks. So let me know what you think. What do you think of this deck? Would this be something you would find useful? Would you use this to practice for yourself? What did you like about them? Maybe what didn't you like? What you think could change? Let me know in the comments. Don't forgive. I just spent this whole time forgive. Don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe. Follow. Let's have some fun together checking out these decks and checking out all the things that are woo, because I also want to learn some of these other things. I am not someone who does the witchy witch stuff, and I love crystals. I collect them. Do I know what they all do? Nope, but I have a book that tells me, and you know, I love learning all these things. So let's go on this journey together and see. And I will hopefully impart some advice. I will hopefully spark something in you to want to dive into your own intuitive abilities, because I am of the belief everybody is capable of being a psychic medium, that everybody has the opportunity to communicate with spirit. So let's do it together and see where we go. See you next time. Bye.